What's up everyone, Willy Apple here, and today I'm going to be showing you what you should look out for WWDC as you are watching it. So there are a couple of interesting things Apple hides at WWDC that I think you should pay really close attention to make sure that you get everything out of WWDC. So the first thing is Tim Cook right here. He's going to say we're going to push our platforms and our technologies further. If he says platforms, that means you're going to be talking about the software. But if he does not say the technologies or the hardware or anything like that in the introduction part of WWDC, that means you're not going to be talking about any hardware, and it's going to be just software. Now, the next thing is that you could find out what the crack marketing team decided for macOS before macOS is announced. As you can see right here, this is where the iPadOS section is, and this is where the macOS section is. Now, there are a couple of parts in the iOS section that reference Sonoma right here, which is what it is in 2023. And in 2020, at this part of the keynote, macOS is way at the end right here. It says, how'd you get to Big Sur? Apple really likes to hide what the crack marketing team decided for the name of macOS before they announce what the name of macOS is called. So this is something that you should be keeping out for when watching WWDC. However, there are a couple of times that Apple can try fooling you, as there's a part in here that Apple has chosen Monterey. I think it's right here where Apple chose Monterey, or maybe not. But right here they also mentioned Mammoth. Now Apple does own both of those names, and they can use those at any time. But when looking out for the name of macOS 15, you might get fooled. Especially right here, I think it's right here where it says Mammoth. Yeah, you can see right here, Mammoth. Pay attention to what Apple does right here. If it's more prominent, then it's likely that is what the macOS name is. This is the macOS name where it said Big Sur on this huge screen right here. Now, the next part are these little screens at the end. You can get a little glimpse of what macOS or iOS or iPadOS is going to be like with these screens itself. For example, Apple has not mentioned at all about the system settings redesign in macOS 13, so Apple hid it right here, and there are a couple of things that they hid right here, like a clock app, rich links in mail. These are just a couple of things that Apple has hid here. They also hid a couple things here, like Find My Item sharing. I don't think they announced this in WWDC24, but it was a part of iOS 17, and Apple did not mention new emojis or guides in Apple Maps. So these are a couple of things that you should look out for. You should look at these end screens to see if anything interesting comes up. Now, probably the best ways to watch WWDC is with the Apple TV app built into all your Apple devices, or the Apple Developer app, which can be downloaded from the App Store and is made by Apple. The TV app is where the Apple event starts, but I'm pretty sure it starts here as well at the same exact time the TV app does. But if you want to start watching the pre-intro as soon as possible, the TV app is the way to go. Now, Apple does provide it on Apple's own website and on YouTube, but the YouTube one is delayed a little bit, and I think the Apple one is okay, but I've had issues with it in the past, which is why I completely switched to the Apple TV app for watching all my Apple events. So yeah, YouTube is just behind. This can sometimes be unreliable. TV app is the way to go since it's built into macOS. Apple streams to it. Apple made the software. Apple made the operating system. Apple knows what they're doing basically. That is why the TV app or the developer app are the best way to watch WWDC. Now, something I would recommend those who are interested in other things in iOS is to watch the Platform State of the Union on the developer app, which is going to be at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Pacific time, according to this. So if you want to know more about iOS and macOS and all the new platforms, I would recommend watching the Platform State of the Union. However, they will get a little bit technical since it's meant for developers and they're going to talk about APIs and stuff. That's what they usually talk about. But they also reveal a couple of additional features inside the State of the Union, like how they created some of the apps. For example, they're probably going to mention SwiftUI. If iOS 18 is indeed getting a redesign, for example, they're going to mention that SwiftUI was used for this design. Anyways, those are all my tips for watching WWDC and things to look out for. I'll be going live reacting to WWDC, so I would really appreciate it if you could watch my reaction of it. I will have great reactions. I'm also going to be live streaming every day this week, so be there for all those streams. And thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, share this with your friends. Download my apps, Study Direct, and Willy widgets down in the description down below. And enjoy WWDC.